All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about cybersecurity. And look, in a world where pretty much everything is connected to the internet, knowing how to protect your digital self isn't just some techie skill anymore. It's become a basic life skill. So to really bring this home, just ask yourself this question. How much of your life is actually online? I mean, really think about your day-to-day.
Your money, for example. You're probably checking your balance, paying some bills, maybe zipping money to a friend, all from an app on your phone or a website, right?
And what about shopping? I mean, from your weekly groceries to that new gadget you've been eyeing, all your payment info and shopping habits are saved on dozens of different websites.
Then there's our social lives. We're building relationships, keeping up with family, and sharing really personal moments and conversations online every single day.
And of course, work. For so many of us now, our jobs basically live in the cloud. We're working on shared documents, jumping into virtual meetings, and getting into company files from, well, anywhere.
So all of this stuff creates this huge, tangled web that, makes our lives way more convenient and powerful. But here's the catch. Every single one of those connection points is a potential doorway for someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart. All this convenience, it comes with a price tag. And that price is vulnerability.
So with that in mind, let's actually pull back the curtain and look at the anatomy of a threat. What are we really trying to defend ourselves against here? At its heart, this is what it's all about. Cybersecurity is just the practice of protecting all our digital stuff. But you know what's really important about this definition? It's that last part, disruption of the services they provide. See, it's not just about stopping someone from stealing your data. It's also about making sure the systems we all depend on, things like banking, power grids, communication, actually keep working. Now, the threats come in all shapes and sizes, but you'll usually run into a few of the usual suspects. You've got phishing, which is all about trickery. Malware, which is basically just nasty software. Social engineering, which targets you, the person, not your device. And ransomware, which literally holds your files hostage. Definitions are one thing, but it's way more powerful to see how this stuff actually plays out in the real world. So let's take a look at a few common scams in action. Phishing is one of the most popular attacks out there, and for a simple reason, it works. It's not about some genius hacker breaking through a firewall. No, it's about tricking a person. The attacker just pretends to be someone you trust, so you'll hand over the keys to the kingdom yourself. And here is a classic example. You get a message, it looks innocent, maybe a little weird. I think you appear in this video. They're counting on your curiosity, that little voice in your head that says, wait, what video? To get you to click that link without a second thought. And that one click could take you to a fake login page or even download something nasty right onto your device. Scammers are always updating their playbook too. They're getting really clever with things like QR codes. You might scan what you think is a code to get a payment or a refund, but they've manipulated it. So instead of money coming in, you're actually authorizing money to go out. So this brings us to an absolutely critical point. This simple distinction is everything. To receive money, you never ever need to enter a PIN or one of those one-time passwords, ever. The only time you enter those codes is when you are sending money. Scammers live in the confusion between these two things. Just let that sink in for a second, because this is the golden rule. If anyone ever asks you for a PIN or a code to complete a deposit or receive your payment, it is a scam. 100% of the time. No exceptions.
All right. This one is genuinely scary because it's a complete takeover of your digital identity. Here's how it works. A criminal gets a new blank SIM card. Then, they trick you into sending them this long activation number from your phone. And just like that, poof, your phone provider deactivates your SIM and activates theirs. Your phone number now belongs to them. They get your calls, your texts, and most importantly, all of your two-factor authentication codes.
Okay, that was the bad news. A lot of it. But the good news is, you are not helpless here. You can absolutely defend yourself. So it's time to stop thinking about threats and start thinking about protection. Let's talk about building your digital shield. We can actually take a page from the professional's playbook. The big one here is defense in depth. It's this idea that you need multiple layers of security. So if an attacker manages to get past your first defense, there's a second and a third one waiting to stop them. Think of it like a castle, right? It doesn't just have one wall. It's got a moat, and then high walls, and then guards inside. We can build our own personal version of that.
And that shield has to exist in the real world, too. These threats aren't just online. I mean, look at this stuff. Criminals can place these little devices called skimmers over ATM card slots to steal your card info. That's why a simple physical habit, like covering the keypad with your hand when you type your PIN, is another crucial layer of your defense.
So what can you actually do, like right now, to make yourself safer? Well, it really just boils down to a few key habits. This is your personal cybersecurity playbook. Okay, think of this as your cheat sheet. For passwords, think long phrases, not short words. Make them complex, and please, please don't reuse them. A password manager makes this a breeze. For emails, your default setting should be suspicion. Treat every unexpected link like it's a trap. For software, I know those update pop-ups are annoying, but they contain critical security fixes, so just do them. And on public Wi-Fi, assume someone's watching and use a VPN to hide your traffic.
Now, if you only do one single thing after watching this, make it this one. Enable two-factor authentication, or 2FA, on everything important. It just means that even if a scammer steals your password, they still can't get in without that second code from your phone. It is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful defenses you have.
And that all leads us right here to this critical truth. Technology can only do so much. You see, the world's strongest firewall can be made totally useless if someone gets tricked into just opening the door from the inside. And that makes you, your awareness, your decisions, the single most important part of the entire security chain.
Because at the end of the day, your digital shield isn't some product you can buy off a shelf. It's something you build, day by day, with your habits. So, looking at everything we've talked about, what's the first small change you're going to make to strengthen your shield starting right now?